So are you saying LeBron is better than Michael Jordan?
If I got to get 40 points or 50 points, then yeah, I'm taking a Michael Jordan or a Kobe. So if you're trying to win a series, I'm going with the brain. I mean, he's the Einstein of basketball. LeBron James came straight from high school. He didn't go to college. What he's done is mind-blowing with what he's had to work with. He's taken every rookie coach he's had to the NBA Finals. Where did this brain come from? Because when you look at myself, you look at a Jordan, you look at a Shaq, we had Hall of Fame coaches. Like Michael Jordan played for Dean Smith, Hall of Fame, Phil Jackson, Hall of Fame. I was around Chuck Daly, Coach Knight. So from an educational standpoint, the knowledge that we were given and what we were able to apply out on the field, that came from somewhere. I look at LeBron James and I go, where'd he get all this? Because he can look at your coach, he can look at your substitution pattern, he can read the stat sheet, he can dissect it, then he can come back and put together a game plan, and then he can go out and implement it.
So LeBron's just crossed 39,000 points. Just call it an even 40,000 is where he stopped. So for Giannis to get to 40,000 points, he would have to average 30 a game for the rest of the next 11 years and play 75 games a year. For Luka to get there, let's say Luka can average 35 a game. He'd have to play 75 games a year, never get hurt, and do it for 12 years. That's for the points. The minutes thing is crazier. So he's now at 66,000 and change minutes. For context, if LeBron's at 66,000, how many minutes do you guys think Giannis has played? I'll just tell you, 26,000. So he's 40,000 behind. So if he played 11 more seasons, playing 90 games a year, so, you know, because you get the postseason, 40 minutes per game, he could do it. He averages how many minutes per game?
33.
Right. A rookie would have to do this. Average 36 minutes per game, play 90 games every year, and do it for 20 years.
That's a lot.
It's never going to be broken. These records will never be broken.
First of all, do you know the backstory of how much trash was being talked in that series? Jet talked trash a lot to Bron. You know, JT beat them. Yeah. So in his mind, he feel like he owned them. He could say what he wanted to say. So I turned the ball over. D-Wade did the back tip. We got it back, and so I had a chance to lay it up. One thing, when you hear Bron, when he runs, you can hear it. He was running full speed, so no matter who was standing there, it was going to be a freight train. Yeah. And so I didn't think JT was going to jump. I thought he was going to get out the way, but he turned around and jumped and was like,
what the hell was Jason Terry thinking?
A guy like that, if he was fighting, everybody would be fucked.
Of course.
They're lucky.
Yeah.
They are goddamn lucky there's that much money in basketball.
That's right. He's incredibly
LeBron
fast
James
and
got
everything
into that. And the people go, well, you know what, man, some things that make a great
Look at him.
basketball player wouldn't necessarily make you a great fighter. Listen to me. Save it. That guy's going to beat your fucking ass.
Yeah.
He's a winner. There's just a certain level of winners that, like, he'd do whatever the fuck he wants.
Whatever he wants.
If the Lakers win the title next year, and LeBron is the level of player he was this year, which I think he was the best player on the team. I think Anthony Davis was unbelievable. I think LeBron was the best player on the team. I think it'd be the greatest accomplishment of anyone's career in the NBA. Here's the full list of year 21. That's every year 21 the NBA's ever seen. If somebody wins the title as the best guy, when that was the high watermark was God love Vince, but his 7 points per game in year 21, it at least is in the argument for the greatest accomplishment in the history of pro basketball.
I got a confession. We played Cleveland Cavaliers in 2008, and it was a game 7. We just had lost game 6. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I was scared as hell going into that game 7 against LeBron James. And this was the only time that I actually prayed that something happened to him at practice. I was like, let us get breaking news that LeBron has, tore his ACL or something. I did, bro. Like, I'm not even lying. To edit this out. No, you can't edit this out. This is real.
I think because he's been so good for so long, I don't think no one in real time is realizing what LeBron is actually doing. No one's paying attention. Right? He's 38. Now, when you compare him to other 38-year-olds that play this game, they look exactly like 38. 7 points, 2, playing 4-5 minutes. We don't even, what year is that gonna be? If we really say, all right, let him play until he looks like that. What are you talking about?
10 more
44? 45?
Yeah, for sure.
He's terrifying. Yeah, you know, he really is. Every time he comes down the court, getting downhill, you just know he's either going to get to the rim or he's going to find one of his shooters for a three-point shot. He's added the three-point threat. You know, when we came here 3 years ago in the first meeting, we weren't fearful of his shot. We were fearful of his power and his penetration and his passing. But now you fear everything. And I think maybe the greatest testament to LeBron is that, 5 years ago, he was one of the top 5 players of all time. And from 5 years ago till now, it seems like he's 10 times better because he's added so much skill to his game.